Here we have the HexBug Nano V2 Helix 180 degrees and extreme vertical twist set, and here's the namesake of this track piece. It's the 180 twister, where a bug, when it climbs up here or goes down, will have its orientation changed. So for example, if it's climbing up here with its legs to the right, it would twist and come out the top with its legs to the left. So let's pop this bug in and let's watch this happen. So I'm forcing them along here to do the downward travel, because the down's a lot easier than the up, just so you can see it quite quickly. So there we see the feet were on the left, they're now on the right. Now unfortunately some of the design of this track means that they come out often on their sides or backs. Again, this level change has been done in such a way that because it's using a C technique rather than an S-shaped technique, the bugs are coming often on their sides or backs, and that's a little bit of a shame. So they can self-right, but it just means that there's more time the way this is currently configured, where they're bouncing around on their sides. I'm going to introduce another couple of bugs and I'll quickly explain how that can be avoided. So I'm going to drag in on the right some additional pieces that aren't with this set, just to show you what I meant by the S shape rather than the C shape. But I need to unblock these two guys because they were doing a head-to-head in a non too clever way. So I'm going to introduce the white bug on the right here. He's on his feet, he's going through the S shape, just as this orange bug's doing the Helix 180 again, and he comes out on the top on his feet. So that's a lot smoother, the way that the bugs can change levels. So a bit of a redesign of this, and you can improve things because you've got here two small C sections doing 180 degree twist, and these two together could be shaped where this end could, for example, be inverted and link down to the bottom. You can hear and see an orange bug struggling to do the 180. Here comes the grey bug. He's doing the same. It's a lot slower, and they really do struggle, especially near the very top. So the act of twisting as well as climbing is by far the hardest thing you can do with a HexBug V2. So they climb quite tall sections of track. So I've used this in a taller section of track with one of the other pieces called the Watchtower. And there's no issue with the climb, but they particularly find this a real challenge, and two bugs side by side will find it very difficult to climb this together. So I will only introduce a few more bugs into this set, because too many and it just causes disruptions. Now that orange bug had a little struggle there, and I think his battery's a little bit flat, so he's perhaps not the best bug to have in there at the moment. I've been using him for quite a few other things, but the grey bug and the white bug have got quite fresh batteries, so they should be fine. In fact, the orange bug is just, he almost didn't make it, so he'd have almost needed a little nudge from a friend. So as I say, too many obstacles can cause flow issues, so I've not got all the flat gates and or plugs in play here. And this is one of the reasons. Perhaps I shouldn't have that piece there, because when the guys run into them, sometimes when they're on the side, it doesn't flow so well. Now we're going to have a little problem here because the grey bug at the bottom was on his side. I'm actually going to push him with my little finger, so hopefully this orange bug can then come through. I'm having to give it a little bit of a pull on his nose, no mind, and that's just because the point where the tube track meet, let me actually use a natural linker just so you can see what happens here, is slightly narrower when it comes into a hex cell. So the connections add a few extra challenges, and the V2s aren't quite as wedge shaped as the V1s, and so they have a few more problems. So certainly you've got to participate with the V2s. It's not just a spectator sport. You've got to help with their tussles, their wrestles, their log jams, etc., and try to create an environment and a setup where the flow's pretty good and pretty even, and certainly by using the S shape rather than these C's will avoid a lot of this upside down issues going on. I'm going to move this plug here because it's just causing the bugs a problem when they come out at the top here. Okay, like all HexBug V2s, every time you buy a new bug in the set you actually get another section of track, which is I think a really clever idea. So you actually get straight away an extension piece going on. And once you've got a couple of these, they quite quickly link together, and before you know it, you're expanding and extending your track. Sure, you don't get curves with the standard HexBug V2 packs, but you can get other kits, etc., that will quite quickly get you some very good curves and join pieces. You also need a number of these hex cells. They're exactly the same as the V1 hex cells, so no need to buy these orange ones. If you've got a lot of white ones, there's no problem there. You just saw 3 bugs go through the twister. That's quite difficult because they really don't get on so well in here, so that's quite rare what you saw there. I'll keep that, that's quite a good one, I remember that. This Y gate is a fantastic piece because it's got a flip gate inside, so it all depends on which orientation the flip gate's being installed, and there's obviously 4 orientations you can have this, depending on how you want to use it in play. and your design. And I've got some maze selection setup, where the flip gates can be in quite a convoluted situation, and based on the orientation and the orientation of the piece as well as the bug's travel. Now this is a bit of a shame, so what I'm going to do here is send the grey bug up quite quickly to hopefully push the orange bug, because he got a little bit stuck with his slightly weaker battery on the cross point at the same point where this white bug's pushing his way down, so it's actually adding quite a bit of pressure. Now unfortunately I don't think with the extra pressure even that grey bug's going to be able to clear this, so I'm going to try and send up two side by side, and if we're lucky they can go together. Come on black guy, you've got to come free as well, and then the white bug can be cleared. Fantastic. So that actually solved a near jam. Sometimes you get lucky and you can clear them like that, other times you've got to just think about, have I got too many bugs in this setup? And this orange bug on its side wasn't so clever. Like I say, a lot of the issues are caused by the bugs not being on their feet all of the time. So I'm removing a few of these gates. These don't need to be here. I think there's enough challenge with this set, with the tubes and the twister and the lots of level changes and all these tight curves and these bigger two-piece curves where it takes two pieces to do 180 degrees as opposed to this much tighter 180 degree twist. So this is a set you can buy as is. You can also get the twister set in a few other pieces, included with the watchtower, included with the black hole, so it all depends on what set you want to buy, what you think you need the most. This set is particularly good for the number of curves, so if you're really interested in lots of curves to expand some of the other sets that you're already building, then this could well be the right one for you. It's only got one Y switcher, and it's only got one single short length of track, but it's very high on curves. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe and comment.